I plan to do this in one take. This is take 3. Hello, I'm Owen. You might have known me as one of the 4 phonotroids I was running around today for Block Party. Um, so I collected a lot of stamps. I'm very happy I was here today because today yesterday. As of the time of recording this, yes, it is 11:46 still. I can still say yesterday. I got my wisdom teeth removed. And I thought I was going to be bedridden. I thought I wasn't going to be able to attend Block Party because it was like, oh no, this happened on the day I was just bedridden. As happened on the day right after I was getting my wisdom teeth removed. And I was like, it sucked to start out with. But then, like, a lot of that pain subsided, and I just feel great. I don't feel great, but I feel a lot better now. So I went out to the Block Party. I made it a point to come out to the Block Party. I got lots of stamps. I'm going to enjoy it because I thought I was not going to be here at all. And Block Party's awesome. Block Party's awesome. Resonite's awesome. Block Party's awesome. I was telling all my friends to come to Block Party. None of them actually did. Well, anyways, I collected what my stamp book is telling me is 111 stamps during my journey today in Resonite. Not actually 111, but it sure as hell seemed like it at the time. Here's a story. Alright, and this is like a story. I like this stamp book because it's like, it tells a story. What I did for these stamps. Let's start where, obviously, if you know me and you know my time in Resonite, it's gonna start. Elysium. This has been kind of my home in Resonite recently, and you know what, I'm actually gonna get a better angle because that way I can kind of lower this properly. I thought I had like a good angle the first time around, but I didn't apparently. Alright, does this work? Yeah, that works. And that's also got the cool CD in the background. Because that's like, yeah, this also gives me a little bit better control because I can kind of work on it but from above like this. Alright, Elysium. I started my journey here. I saw that Penny was online in Elysium, and I was like, hey, I want to hop on. And then immediately I was like, right at the entrance, like, hey, you want that stamp? And I was like, yeah. And, like, I think everyone was surprised, because normally I don't hop on early. I was a little bit surprised, because normally I don't hop on early. But, I did. I made a point to. And, like, I hopped on at, like, 9, I'm pretty sure. It's basically as soon as I could hop on, and it was great. Like, genuinely, I felt great that I could just be there, I guess. I'm saying that a lot, but, like, I appreciate it so much, especially considering the circumstances. But, of course, I'm an Elysium frequent. Oh, not what I meant to do. I'm an Elysium frequent. Of course, I was going to make my first stamp if I could. Then, after I got my Elysium stamp, and I don't even think I played any hands then. The tables were closed, but I made it a point to try to get another badge, and I followed Mag into Blood on the Clock Tower. I played an entire game of that for the stamp, and it took an hour. That was my second stamp. And it was fun. It was a ton of fun. I think I want to go back at some point, because it was just a ton of fun. I said that already. Well, whatever. It's like a very cool game. Mag and the rest of the evil team kind of kicked my shit in because I got accused of being the drunk really early when I was the empath, and I flagged Mag. Like, genuinely, it came down to not even a miracle for that team. Like, it was an incredible round, and even the storyteller was like, hey, that was an incredible round. So I'm pretty proud of that. Then, of course, I went over to Liminal. I made it a point to visit Elysium and Liminal, and nothing else. Everything else was on the table for me. But I wanted to visit Liminal. They were apparently, when I got there, because I got there after the Clock Tower game, which means I got there at 1, Bo had apparently led the wandering troop of wisps into, back into the threshold. And it's a zone I had already played through before, but it was very neat to see it again. And of course, there was a lot of lore, and I didn't like get to interact with it as much as I was hoping for. But like, I wanted to be there for Liminal, and Liminal was awesome. So I got the Liminal stamp from the Wanderer, and I got the Wanderer stamp from the Wanderer, and I got the Prince stamp from the Prince. And you had to go back to the threshold for this. Right outside of the threshold, right where the bouquet was placed. Everything was in working order. Everything was in working order, and the prince was there to give you a stamp. The secret third stamp. So much kudos to Styx for pulling this off. For managing two characters at the same time, for being right there in the threshold when I needed him just to pull that off. Incredible work. So much shoutouts. If Liminal's ever open, highly recommend the experience. I then hopped into Frogbog because I was like, hey, I gotta go somewhere. And Frogbog was a huge instance at the time. Like, it had like 15 people in it. Kalish snuck this into my book. Kalish, I pretty much only know from Elysium. It was still pretty nice to see. And that's when I realized, hey, users are making stamps. It's more than just the world. It's a lot of user things. And I kind of like didn't even process that at first. I'm kind of sad now that I didn't make anything for this. But at the same time, again, I'm really new to the platform. The only thing I've made, really, are tiny things. I added, like, this is stolen from Research Nose, but it's, I added, like, a 1 in 50 chance for the booper to just explode the nose. So, that's neat. Like, that's kind of the level I'm at, and so I didn't know a lot, and a lot of the cool things people did with these stamps, I probably would never have pulled off. So I didn't make a stamp at the time. This is the, Frogbox stamp, stamped by Giuseppe, the, frog that's actually on the desk. It's a really cool system. You put the manual in front of the desk, it stamps it. That's super cool. These are all the stamps I collected from visiting the Critter Club, which I'd like to visit again because I kind of see it a lot and I kind of get scared to interacting it. I think these are user stamps. This is Zangoose. This was Zedkey, and Zedkey also gave me this I like Vor and Techstart stamp, and it's true. I love Vor and I love Techstart. Zedkey called me the freak for it, but they're the one with the stamp. Then the World stamp for Critter Club. Thank you, the Sylveon stamp. Very cool. Keb stamp. I went back to Elysium for a bit. I played like a few hands of blackjack, and then I went back out. I haven't like done much gambling today, but it's just been kind of neat to check in on the world I care about a lot. And I think, like, I'm wanting to branch out more on Resonite, admittedly, as much as I love Elysium. Then I went over to Crown Haley's workshop, and I got this from Socks of Fennec. This from Nadia Shark, and this from Crown Haley themselves. Then I went over to Metaverse Academia, and I found this from Atoxy. And I feel like I've seen Atoxy in Elysium before, yeah, and that's pretty much the first time I interacted with them, so that was neat. Then Miss Molly, she inspired me to make my own stamps, which I'm sure that most people have not seen both of them. Miss Molly is the only person in Resonite to have both of her stamps in my book, at least that I'm aware of. And if anyone else has both of my stamps in their book, that was never my intention. I made a point to not put both of these stamps in the same book. And Miss Molly was the one exception, because she was there when I made them. So those are my stamps. One is the shitty stamp, and one is Mongol Happy. And the shitty stamp is still funny. It's because it's got my name on it, and it's cool. And then Mongol Happy. Mongol Happy is like the best image I have of my Sona. The Sona named Mono, not the Sona named Owen. Owen has never been drawn, and I suck at drawing, so that was kind of all you got. Maybe that can change. Maybe someone can draw the motherfucker, but I want that really badly, but also Then there's Metaverse Academia sticker stamp. Then there's Jack the Fox auto stamp from Cloudscape Harvest. There's Wolf Seisenbacher from or the Contacts Plus stamp from Contacts Plus. And I would later in the night come back to this world, and apparently they given me a shout out on the show because I actually went down into the museum and visited their guest book, and apparently a lot of people who visited didn't do that. Then there's one from Glitchflux as well, as a little bonus treat, who's also from Contacts Plus. Then I went over to the Tipsy Table, and I won after 4 hands at a game of blackjack. It was strange. It was very fun, though. So down, and of course, the Tipsy Table badge from Rasmus. Then I went over to Protograph, and I got that badge from Palpatine, which I think is the first time I've seen Palpatine in a world, which, that's whack. it's like I saw a lot of cool people that I've only like seen in Discord server today. I don't think I got Rowdio's stamp, but I don't know if Rowdio was doing stamps. Kresny. In Kresny's notebook, I saw Yasha's stamp. So I was like, I have to make a pilgrimage to get Yasha's stamp. So I joined on Yash back in Frogbog. This is my second visit to Frogbog, and was like, I want your stamp. Give it to me. And he was like, yeah, sure. And I got stamp. Yasha's like stamp book is very, very cool. A lot of people did like super cool things with their stamp book, and Yasha's like the first one I saw of that, which was just like the Minecraft stamp book. It was very cool. It was awesome. Then the Shining Hero kind of got me a stamp as well. That was neat. Eclipse was in my game of Blood on the Clock Tower, so when I saw the world that people had mentioned, Remnia, up, I decided, hey, I'm gonna check that out, and I got the stamps. So that's Eclipse's stamp, and that's Remnia's stamp. This is the Navy Seal. Navy Seal. Stamped by Navy. Then here's the start of the detour. I was trying to get to Opal, but I kept getting sidetracked. And it was very, very funny. So I did the Navy SEAL, and Bestwoods invited me to their home. It was very cool. There's a lot of cool things in there. I don't know much about Resonite again. I'm pretty new to the platform, so it's just all so much cool. Then I went to the Weird Phone Headless, which Blue actually came with me. Didn't know about the Weird Phone Headless. I knew about it, but I didn't like apparently he had seen the image, didn't really know about it. But that's a Resonite server running on a Linux phone. That's J4 from the Weird Phone Headless. That's the Headless itself stamped this sticker apparently, and then the owner of the Headless, Orion. And then, against all odds, I moved into my camera on accident. Oops. I got the plague. I have the stamp for it. I never actually stamped anyone because it feels like every notebook I saw had the plague. I also have the cure stamp, but I never used it either. Because it feels like everyone had those. They're spread like the plague. Wait. Here's Marshall Vac stamp. I didn't know I got Marshall Vac stamp already. So like, hey, I got it later for Urfers, but this is the one from Pilco. I crashed out. I went on the ride. It was very cool. I jumped on balls. I never actually the weird page 40 for some reason. I discovered my first take. I never actually dunked Gareth. Gareth saw me failing for 8 people had hit it, and I got a ton of near misses too. And he was just like, hey, have pity, and gave me the stamp. Philco, I broke this vending machine twice. By being there, I did it once, trying to get the stamp. Then I did it again on a different slot, and broke it in the same way. One of the Pilco people, or one of the people behind New Project, has never seen this machine broken. I don't know how I did it. It broke twice. This was also kind of broken, but I think it was just broken in general, but also I can kind of take claim to having broken it. That's like a cool thing, I guess. Then I finally made it to Opal after jumping world to world to world. Glavin, what Glavin does is you go up to him. He fakes out pressing the stamp. Then he steps on it with his one paw, then the other paw, then actually stamps with the Opal logo. And it was like, the funniest shit. It was awesome. Genuinely, it's so cool. Gearbell stamped it. I think the reason I went to Gearbell after this is because Blue from back here, if you remember, from pre-Plague era, Blue mentioned Gearbell kind of by name, just as like someone who's like kind of neat on the platform, and who helped him out with a lot of stuff. And so I went. I was like, hey, that's Gearbell. That's the Gearbell. I've seen this name around a few times. Let's go check on that. I happened to find our boy there, who is an Elysium dealer. And I got his 2 stamps. I got Motion's stamp as well. I got Owen's stamp, and then at one point, I was trying to visit the ring, and I crashed. And I was going to ask Rustybot, hey, can I have your stamp? But I never did. So I got it at Gearbell's toy shop instead, because Rustybot was, like, there. And it was very cool. That's Rustybot. That's the guy who made the stamp book. It's very cool. Then I got Marshall's stamp again. Then I got Godly's stamp. And then I got Heat stamp for his logo, and then Heat got Charizard's stamp and added her as a contact, and also they got a photo of me, and it was very cool. That was awesome. Then I got a few more from there. I got Rat Kings, I got Trillion Necks, I got Zhao's from there, not from Zhao's World, which is fucked up. I never visited that, unfortunate. Then I got Grandpa Vapes. That's the vape. Then, here's the story. Here's where the recording ended on my first take. Okay. Rin was trying to make a stamper that was based on velocity. They kind of shot out a ring and it stamped the book, and it was pretty cool. And it was very cool. It was very cool. But it broke. It broke while I was there, and they were trying to get someone their stamp, but they couldn't. So I was like, hey, use my book as testing. And he figured it out. And it turns out it was a little bit jank. It worked one time, and then it stopped working. But it took him 7 tries to be satisfied. And he was like, you can delete those, by the way. And I was like, no, it's part of the experience. It's part of the story. Because I knew I'd record this, and I would tell this exact same story. It's a cool story. Torch89 gave me one. Axiom Wolf gave me one at Cleese Frozen. I forgot about Cleese Frozen. I don't remember. I wasn't there for long. I don't remember it too well. Oh yeah, it's this world. This Cleese page was transparent. And this bitch took a bite out of mine. This is an awesome stamp. By the way. That's awesome, genuinely. Then I decided to check out Red Star Hunter's world, because I had seen the PSO world a few times, but I never actually engaged in it. I was like, oh, scary work world. But I gotta get used to that, because that's where a lot of the cool shit happens. It's and it was very cool. The shit there, very cool. Not much to really say there. Then I decided to visit Fancy Fodder. Got Galaxy stamp, got Ritz stamp, got Mystic Juniper stamp. Faith owns the place apparently, but I never saw Faith. Faith was not online at the time. Bit spoilers there. Got this from in fact Pilco for some reason. This is when I went and I tried to check if I would break the vending machine again, and I needed to break the vending machine again. Got this from the owner of Snowden, Alec. And Alex showed off a lot of cool stuff there. And I got this from Brain in a Jar, also from Snowden. Then I saw Jinx TS, another Elysium dealer in Resmonic, and I wasn't in Resmonic long, but I decided to check in on it, because hey, that's a big world. I figured I'd have to go there eventually. Then I got Kano's stamp. Then, this was probably the most bugged stamp in the collection, Eclipse Katrina stamp. I think there are a few stamps I deleted from this area. If you were one of them, and you were probably grayed out, I'm so sorry. But also, there's no way I was getting those stamp books. They were lagging out, and they were kind of breaking my inventory. Notice how Kano's stamp doesn't have any page effects. This is an old stamp, apparently. That would be changed later. Then I also got this Space Spec kind of snuck it on me. Another blank page. Qualia gave me its 2 stamps. One, that's the Qualia stamp apparently. And then the co-host stamp, because I was on co-host before, barely, but co-host is awesome. I wish I was on there longer. Then was Support Mouse's stamp. Then was Frostbite Gator's stamp. Then was Evchem's stamp. And I recognize Evchem by name, but not in terms of Resonite, so I kind of gave them the rundown on a few things, and mostly involving the inventory, and this platform's super cool. I'm new too. They're new. It was great. Then I got Challenge to Tic-Tac-Toe. This was an incomplete grid, but it ended up being a tie. I don't remember how. It's a little bit broken. Whatever. It was I think the board position was this. It was this. And that was very, very funny. This is Vixen the Drones, who, of course, is an Elysium frequent. I've decided to visit Elysium. But Vixen the Drone is, tiny when they play. So Stamp is also very tiny. This is my first time seeing this Stamp in any legible capacity. So we learn about things together, I guess. Where did I put it before? Here, I guess. Whatever, we'll go with this angle from now on. Fenny stamp, because I didn't know he had a personal stamp. Here's Fenny stamp. Here's Miss Quiddy's stamp. Who I had to stamp myself because Miss Quiddy got moved to spectator kind of early. Then Kano stamp again. Then Liam Whiskey stamp, who wasn't I know from Elysium, but I found in Brutalist. Spobe stamp. Inokune stamp, who's the world stamp. And then I was hoping that I was gonna get Medion for my 100th stamp, but I didn't. So I just kind of got some stamps of people in the world. Mirror Mirror, Manta, Ben, both those stamps, and then I got the Irradiated Woman. I went over to the tavern, I got free Beppis. Then I got some more stamps. I got this stamp, the Beppis mod loader stamp, which I should check out at some point, even though I'm on Linux. And then I got HC Community stamp. And then I went back to Contacts Plus for the podcast. This is Glitch Plus. I don't even know what this stamp is supposed to be, but I got it. And then I got Raspberry Ace stamp. That was pretty neat. I got Farron's stamp. And that was kind of the end of my journey. I kind of decided, hey, the headset was kind of wearing off on me. I should probably log off, and I did that. So it was a very neat day today. I'm very, very, very glad that I did what I did today. I feel really good. I feel incredible. I'm just like, I had a great time today, and I have learned about so many places that I want to engage with more, and so many things that I want to do. I got the cure. No one ever gave me the cure. It's kind of fucked up. Anyways, today, yeah, I already said it. Today was incredible. It feels great. Resonite's kind of been my home on the internet recently. Oh, I don't even know what that's from. Resonite's very much been my home on the internet recently. It's been so great to meet a lot of the people here, and there's so many good people here. I have not had a good time. I have not had a bad time on this platform yet. And it's just incredible, honestly. It's something that I genuinely want to be involved in far more than I already have, and I'm just so happy I could make today. I don't have anything more to say. Why do I keep yapping like I got something more to say? That's about it. I showed you all my cool stamps. My stamp collection. I'll show you my stamp book. Y'all better not be copying my stamps. I'm fine with that. I can't really hate on that, but like at the same time, I'm like, meh. Please, I was very careful about those stamps for a reason. I don't know what I'm yapping on here. Do whatever the fuck you want with my face. Do whatever the fuck you want with me. And I'll see you in like the next one, I guess. I'll be here another time, 100%. I'll be here literally any time I can sneak on the platform. So, and I like do that like every night. So at the same time, if you see me around, you should say hi, because I'm like really socially awkward, and it's I like it when people talk to me, and